Well, I think you start with I mean, a company has to have an overriding sort of strategy, philosophy. Well, let's say you start with a philosophy of how you're going to run your company. You know, you're a company that is in it for the long run. You're a company that is conscious of, you know, the environment, the community you're working in, and then you build strategies out of that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you sort of establish your personality as a company. Your strategy then is keeping with that. And again, I mean, I think it comes to a strategy that will transcend market trends, which obviously was part of the discussion on this property, where you've got a strategy in place and then the market goes the wrong way on you. Rather than to simply take everything and ash can it, you might slow it down. You might have to sharpen your pencil a little bit more, but you're still driving towards that same ultimate goal. And you know, as the cycle reverses, I mean, then you know, you'll reap the benefits of your efforts. It may take a little longer than what you first thought, but again, I mean, if you're not in a pure quarter-to-quarter mentality and you're looking out further into the future, then you can make financial sense of those decisions.
And I also think you are staying ahead of your competition. Even though you may slow down, they haven't even started yet. And eventually everybody is, you know, everybody's striving for Energy Star and LEED certification. And, you know, hopefully someday it'll be just something nobody even talks about anymore because everybody's already got it. It's kind of like air conditioning in buildings. You know, you don't see signs about that any longer. But being on the cutting edge, the front end, we'll take advantage of that opportunity to, you know, promote the fact that we have done that. And a lot of conscientious tenants are out there looking for space that does have that in their buildings. So I think it's important to continue to move forward. You may not go at the pace you originally planned, but that's okay because you're still making progress.
Mm-hmm. Now, I wanted to ask you guys a question on where you think we've come as a company, you know, the face of Glenboro from an energy efficiency and sustainability standpoint. Mike, you mentioned earlier, you know, we have been doing a lot of one-off things for years in different buildings at Tri-City. We've been trying to put in, you know, cutting-edge technologies in our new construction. Do you feel we've stepped it up, we've become more aggressive as part of our culture or core business, or that it's just something we try to do when we can?
Well, when you say, I don't know that we've stepped it up. I think I look at it more as though I think we've got a clearer picture of what we're trying to do, where you can apply certain approaches to buildings. You know, I think as all of you know, I mean, there are some buildings that don't warrant, whether it's the size, location, the basic structure of the building, the tenant makeup of the building. You know, you're going to run them one way. I think we've come to believe and accept that there is this subjective benefit in other buildings, and you certainly want to capitalize on that. And I think we've got a clearer picture now of what we're doing there, so you're a bit more comfortable of saying, you know, you'll push the money here, where maybe in the past you had a portfolio and you just looked at every building as being somewhat equal, when the reality is that they're not all equal for a variety of different reasons that, you know, and obviously, and then you're looking at some areas where, you know, local community code requirements that are out there in the future, again, you know, are forcing you more to do things where in other areas it's very relaxed. So you have to take all those into consideration. Plus, I think the technology is advancing now to the point where, you know, I guess I would say it in my non-technical sense, is that there seemed to be a lot of bells and whistles you could add into buildings as you went through the 80s and 90s. I don't know that there really was a lot of or upside benefit to it. I mean, now you're seeing where you can add in technology and have significant, measurable savings in buildings that are, you know, that dramatic, and I think that really gets the interest of the pure investor as well as the person who has more of a social conscience.
And I think it goes to our staff too, the chief engineers we have, who you work with very closely, Carlos. We have an excellent team there, and they're constantly out there looking for better ways to operate their building, whether it's fine-tuning the systems they already have or bringing new ideas that they hear about. Again, through the technology today, they're seeing it from a lot of different ways, from their vendors, but also online, and they're able to check on things a lot quicker. And so as a result, we see a lot of potential ideas almost every day, that are presented. And so I think it goes to that as well, because they do a great job, on the ground, in the field, identifying opportunities and, taking it to you and help to filter through whether that's something is feasible or not, or maybe we just need to fine tune what we have.
That's a great example, and Doug's a great example of that level of commitment and expertise that really makes a difference in how we are able to accomplish the things that we're able to do in our buildings. Now, this is a kind of a left field question, but I've always thought about this, and as we go through the due diligence process and looking at new buildings, I know that market rents are always looked at, repositioning the the financing, and there's, I'm sure, an element of the operations that's looked at, like we can make improvements on, whether it's 5, 10, 15%. But do you see us getting to a point in this market economy now, I should say this economy for the next 5 to 10 years, to where the energy efficiency equation is built in? Say, if we implemented in a particular type of building that was a candidate for it, 5 or 6 things that would move the needle 40, 50, $1, $2 a square foot to add additional value to where that's unlocked or hidden